Government and corruption often seem intertwined, much like sleeping pills and naps, as if one was designed to precipitate the other. No government is immune from the scourge of corruption. From local officials to heads of state, many have faced arrest, fines, or investigations for corrupt practices worldwide. Even those investigating corruption have found themselves imprisoned for corruption during their probes. Today, we delve into a UN report highlighting the most corrupt countries globally. Let's dive in. Number 10. Nicaragua. Central America's largest nation is plagued by rampant corruption, particularly within its customs officials who accept bribes for almost anything. This has turned the country into a haven for illegal gold mining and logging. With 7 million inhabitants, Nicaragua's government corruption is pervasive. The country borders Honduras to the north, the Caribbean Sea to the east, Costa Rica to the south, and the Pacific Ocean to the west. In Nicaragua, bribes are not only for allowing goods into the country, but also for enabling illegal logging operations. Number 9. Haiti, in the Caribbean, has faced numerous challenges, including gang violence and drug trafficking. Corruption is rife, with officials frequently misappropriating funds intended for public aid, such as the earthquake relief funds. Haiti, which shares the island of Hispaniola with the Dominican Republic, is home to 11 million people. The misuse of aid funds following the 2010 earthquake is just one example of the pervasive corruption affecting the nation. Number 8. Somalia. Somalia is likened to a live-action Grand Theft Auto game, characterized by rampant lawlessness and corruption. Military officials often divert funds meant for soldiers to personal use, contributing to the country's instability. With a population of 17.6 million, Somalia remains embroiled in conflict and corruption, making effective governance a distant goal. The country has struggled to stabilize since the collapse of its last regime in 1991. Number 7. South Sudan. The world's youngest nation, South Sudan, is marred by military dominance and corruption. Money laundering is commonplace among officials, hindering the country's progress. Since gaining independence from Sudan in 2011, South Sudan, with nearly 11 million residents, remains one of the poorest countries globally. Military leaders often allocate resources based on tribal affiliations rather than merit, exacerbating corruption. Number 6. Venezuela. Venezuela, with its capital Caracas, has seen better days. The nation grapples with severe corruption, including accusations of drug trafficking at the highest levels of government. Under the leadership of Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro, the country has experienced increased political instability and weakened rule of law. With 28 million citizens, Venezuela's decline has spanned over 2 decades. Number 5. Yemen. Yemen's ongoing conflict has devastated its economy and entrenched corruption. Bribery is ubiquitous, and tribal loyalties often override state laws. Yemen, with 33.7 million residents, relies heavily on declining oil resources. Investment is stifled by corruption, as tax officials routinely demand bribes. Number 4. Afghanistan. Afghanistan's corruption is deeply entrenched, affecting every aspect of life from tax systems to government offices. The country, known for its opium production, struggles with officials who demand taxes from businesses for non-existent levies. With 41 million people, Afghanistan remains one of the poorest nations worldwide, plagued by decades of war and instability. Number 3. Equatorial Guinea. A small nation on Africa's west coast, is rich in oil, but rife with corruption. Government officials embezzle oil revenues, while human rights abuses are rampant. The country, split between a mainland and an island, has 1.4 million residents and is the only Spanish-speaking country in Africa. Number 2. Democratic Republic of Congo. Often referred to as the Congo, has a long history of corruption linked to its vast natural resources. Bribery is widespread, from tourism to the highest levels of government. With over 100 million residents, the Congo's resources, crucial for electronics and electric vehicles, are exploited by corrupt officials. Number 1. Comoros, an island nation in the Indian Ocean, tops the list as the most corrupt country. With a population of just 800,000, the country's citizenship by investment program, meant to finance development, saw funds embezzled by officials instead. The majority of the population lives in poverty, exacerbated by corruption. If you want to know about the most dirtiest cities in USA, make sure to watch the video. Link is in the description.